What's good? Welcome to First String Podcast presented by Bet Rivers. On today's episode of First String Podcast, we will look back and have the final word on the Commanders' win, the Commanders' first ever win versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll be joined shortly by the one and only DOC Doc Walker, and we'll bring back our big bro on the warpath. Sanchez 405 will be joining us also in a little bit. But for right now, you know what time it is. It's time to let's go and get it.
Artlist.io.
Welcome back to First String Podcast presented by Bet Rivers. Make sure you download the Bet Rivers app or go to www.betrivers.com. You must be 21 years or older to play. Let's get the squad in here. Let's start off with my main man, Say. How you feeling, Say? What's good?
What's going on, my fellas? What's going on?
Hey, we are good. We ready to go. NFL's in full swing. Let's bring in a man who's a little sad today, but I think both of his thumbs work. And what's good, man?
I come before you, humble in spirit, heavy in your heart, man. But I'm here. I might be young, black, ugly, but I'm here.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, and we're gonna bring in number 48, Lady A. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well. I love it when I hear someone being humble after talking trash. It shows character, and
even the sun shine on the dog, but.
Hey. All right, that's true. Hey, thank everybody for being in the chat. We appreciate y'all so much. Listen, Say, how's my volume? Is it good to go now?
Yeah, you great.
Okay,
Can you hear me?
I got you very loud and clear, man. All right, let's get up with Bruce Glass is first in the building, and then Gold Caps, our guy, was second in the building today, followed closely by my main man Drew. What's good, Drew B? And Bruce Glass said, "Good evening to everybody. How do you always beat me?" Is what Go Caps asked to Bruce, right? Go Caps said that to Bruce. I can't find Twitter. Say it. Bruce Glass is looking for you on Twitter. That's because his Twitter name is You Blink. Let me put it up here for you. Boom. This is all of our Twitter names right there. So hold on. Let me get that down. There it is. ublink71 is Say It on Twitter, right?
And we ain't taking none of your crap today.
You said
by we, I mean I.
He's talking about God.
Oh, okay. Hey, and Hawk TV, Harlem Shake Hawk is in the building, man. First String Bammers, the bomb. What's up? And then Rockman's in the building, man. Rockman's in the building. And hey, he said, start the stream, man. I got you. I'm on it. Kyle, that's 2610, right? Oh.
No, he just got the score wrong.
Oh, you know what? That's what the score was to the Atlanta game for Saints came back.
20. Oh, he got you with a fresh one.
Yeah,
Kyle,
that's what it was.
Are a sly one.
I had to add it up because we did have 26. I believe that's what that is. Since the NFL Plus didn't work.
Uh-oh.
But anyway,
let me tell you something. Say it was over there hiding fish grease. He started unsubscribing to all the personal stuff that had nothing to do with football.
Oh my God.
He said, "I get it back later. I got a point to prove."
Hey, my man was like this, unsubscribe.
He did. He said, "PC Plus, you're gone."
Oh
no. Hey, I've never seen a man in the zone the way Said was. I think if I had a subscription and Said was paying for a subscription to First String Podcast, he unsubscribed. He was like, "I get it back later." He was hot. Everybody was getting it. Boy, he was sharing it. Lady picking the Seahawks was clutch, right? You picking the Seahawks. You did pick that.
Yes, she did.
I did.
Oh man, she was Wilson. Wasn't she? She was Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes it paid.
She was on island by herself.
Our guy John Graves has arrived there. That's the new thing is Wilson. You about to be Wilson, right? Rocks in the building. Kyle, what's good, everyone? We for real. We feel you, man. I ain't subbed to your channel. And I subbed to your channel. He did. He said he got you. He found you, bro. He got you on that one, right?
Thank you.
All right, listen. We got to take care of some business before we get Doc in the building with us so we can spend all of our attention with him. And that business being, we got a Thursday night football game, right? But this Thursday night football game is not like any other Thursday night football game.
Right.
Because this one is, where's that said? Did you unsubscribe to this one too?
Oh.
It's in Kansas City. I believe it's in Kansas City.
But did you unsubscribe to this one?
Man, I unsubscribe to so much stuff, player. You don't even know.
Oh, wow. Well, you better make sure your prime is ready for Thursday because this one right here is about to be a smoker. Shout out to the graphics department for screwing up the Kansas City logo. That would be on me today. That's another one in the kitty for me.
We keep giving that guy a chance, man.
Man, pink slips to the graphics department. Pink slips to the graphics department here. Okay, so we got Kansas City hosting the Los Angeles Chargers. Go, Chargers, go.
Chargers.
Listen, I'm going to break this one down for y'all real fast. Every time Justin Herbert steps onto the field, he does something amazing that no other quarterback has done so far. He has a gang of weapons at wide receiver, one of our own. He has DeAndre Carter, who caught a touchdown. Their defense has Khalil Mack, just like I tried to tell you guys, who was unbelievable this Sunday. And don't forget about on the other side, he has a Bosa brother. This defense is stacked on all three levels. This AFC is a gauntlet, and Kansas City is up to the task. Did they miss a beat without Tyreek Hill? Patrick Mahomes was out there doing Patrick Mahomes things. The defense seems to have stepped up for Kansas City. So who's going to win this thing? I'm telling you, have your prime ready. If you haven't done it, you're about to be in for a banger right here. Hey, I'm calling out on
before we go to week 2. We need to finish week 1.
Yeah, that's right. See. That's right. Where do we all fall?
Oh, I thought you was gonna bring it up. My bad. Week 1, we do have the week 1 tally.
Want me to get it?
Yeah, because
all right, I got you. All right, so here's where we stand week 1. Oh, look who is in the lead, Lady A, 9-6-1. Everybody, I would like y'all to know that the Indianapolis Colts screwed everybody. They screwed everybody. So that's where that 1 comes from. And myself are both tied at 7-8-1. And then Sayed is bringing up the rear at 5-10-1. So Sayed is picking first today.
Oh, God dang, field goals went the other way. It hurt me.
All right, Sayed.
Field goals hurt me this weekend, boy. I ain't lying. Field goals hurt me this weekend, dog.
Yeah.
Field goals hurt me this weekend.
The field goals that went in all hurt you. That is the truth.
They hurt me this weekend.
Okay.
Field goals hurt me this weekend.
Who you got, Sayed? So here we got the spread at +4 for the Chargers at -108, +175. We have the Kansas City Chiefs at -4, -113 at -200. Also, the over-under right now on Bet Rivers is set at 54.5. 54.5. I like that over, especially with these two teams. And it's the beginning of the season, too. I'm telling you, I like that over here. Say it. Where you going?
I think Kansas City came out ready to play. They came out ready to prove a point. Mahomes hit 8 receivers before halftime. So there's not one guy that's more than the other. But I still think that they might need one burner, just a complete burner to take the top off to make them slide back just a little bit. The Chargers did their thing. Defense got a few sacks where they needed that. Rushed the quarterback, made them do what they had to do. But they playing in Kansas City. I think Kansas City will take this game, and it's going to come down to a field goal, which have been killing me all week long. When I say field goals have been killing me. But anyway, I think Kansas City wins this game. Give me Kansas City money line.
Kansas City money line. Now A is before T, so Ant, you up? Who you got?
He just can't deal with the fact that he gonna pick up the rear and whatever we doing this year. That's fine. I'll go. So let me ask the question: Who is the starting receiver? Who is the star receiver for the Chargers?
Travis Kelce.
For the Chargers?
The best tight end.
You said for the Chargers.
For the Chargers.
It's supposed to be Mike Williams.
But who's the go-to guy?
It's supposed to be Mike Williams.
Yeah.
That's not who it was. That's who it's supposed to be.
That's who it's supposed to be.
Okay. Well, look, I'm asking y'all because I'm horrible with these names. The light-skinned guy with the long beard that played receiver for the Chargers, he pulled his hamstring.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be very detrimental to the Chargers' attack. Now he gonna spread the ball around because he's great at that. But I just don't see Keenan Allen. Thank you, Kyle. Keenan Allen hurt his hamstring. I don't see. I do see them splitting this series because I don't got the Chiefs winning this division this year. But I do think Kansas City takes this game. Give me the money line, the over and unders. I ain't gonna lie, I'm feeling a little shaky on them right now. I ain't got good footing on them yet. But give me minus 200 on that money line for the Chiefs.
Minus 200 on the money line for the Chiefs. Hey, listen, I'm gonna make this short and sweet, right? And I'm gonna take a backdoor cover for the Chiefs, a backdoor cover for the Chargers. Even though I don't trust their head coach because it's the same dude that wanted to go for a tie at the end of the year last year versus the Raiders to get into the playoffs. I'm just not sure that he is up to the big moments. And this is going to be a big moment for them going into Kansas City. But I am going to ride with the Los Angeles Chargers plus the 4 because just like said, it's a field goal game, right? And a field goal win still covers for me right here. So I'm going to take that plus 4 with the Los Angeles Chargers. So that's how I'm going to go. Lady A.
So the Chargers have lost 11 out of 12, the last 12 times that they went up against the Chiefs. So I'm looking at that. I was going to go Chiefs with the spread and the under, but kind of what Ant said, with Allen out, I'm just going to go with Chief money line.
Chiefs money line.
Yeah.
All right. I got you. Chiefs money line. So those are our picks for Thursday night. I'm telling y'all, man, this is going to be a great game. I'm looking forward to watching this one all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. So, but this is a Thursday game. Listen, we gonna get with us on Thursday. We're coming at you with 8 strong picks again. So now let's get into some of y'all chats here. Last one I said, we had Ron O'Neill said Chargers plus 4. Go Cap says I got the Chargers winning. Kyle said Los Angeles Chargers money line and the over 2, right? Chargers money line. I'm still not. I'll take the plus 4.
If they do, it says that they are ready to take the next step. I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, their defense is definitely ready to take the next step. The question is their offense capable of doing something other than letting young Herbert drop back 1,000 times and put his right arm to work? Their running game didn't show up, So we got to see about that. Droop said my Cowboys are terrible. We all knew that.
In trouble.
In trouble. No, they're terrible too, and they're in trouble. Yeah, Droop. I'm putting all the money against them the next couple of weeks. Get it, Lady A is what Cal said. And Ron said I need Lady A to be my gambling consultant. Nah, Allen. No, okay, Allen.
Nah, yeah, he was saying not. Yeah, the guy out, Mike Williams. He was like, it's Keenan Allen.
Mike Williams is the money man. Mike Williams is that money man right there. Okay, so listen, it's Commanders time, and we will be joined by Sanchez, and we will be joined by Doc here in a bit. And let's get into it. Sunday was a treat. It was a roller coaster. It was heart pounding. I was happy. I was sad. I was up. I was down. I was drinking, and I was, and you know, it was
Did he
everything that you expect from the cardiac commanders, right?
Hey, if we ever do another event, I gotta sit by said. It goes it goes without saying. I have to sit by said, okay? He made my time very enjoyable. I felt like I had to be very buttoned up. I couldn't really I'm serious. I felt like I couldn't really move around like I wanted to.
Right.
Because they were saying that the lady Emily or whatever that he was like Burgundy and Gold. I think it was Adam said she will kick you out. Like if she finds out you're a Cowboy fan, she will literally kick you out. I'm like, all right, so I'm just gonna be quiet.
Hey, look, we got people. We got Burgundy and Gold. We got the knuckleheads in here. They said it was fun. It was so much fun. Hey, I'm not sure if that's Reggie or Ken. I know both of them work off that account, but it was good, man. I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed it. You know what I mean? The energy in the room. PNG
Ken,
15
my
said the
bad.
energy in the room was it was great, man. I got pictures. Just don't worry. I got big money. Sony's in the house, and John Graves in the house. Now, I would like to know from y'all. Oh, it's Reggie. Okay, it's Reggie. Yeah. All right. So it's Reggie right now. We got Reg on. All right. So said
Reggie.
said for the first time being in a Commander's environment the way that you were, how did you feel? Said, I mean, what was your thoughts
I
on
mean,
this?
it was cool, man. I mean, it just I mean, I haven't been to a sports bar in years, so it was cool to go into a room where all the people in the same room were the same team. You know what I'm saying? They were all rooting for the same team. You know, you don't often go into a sports bar where everyone's rooting for the same team. It's still the split somewhere. So it was pretty
Right.
interesting. It was pretty interesting to go around and to talk to different people, you know, ask them what they thought about, you know, the Commanders, what their expectations were for the game, what their expectations were for the year. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. It was really cool. I must say it was cool.
All right. All right. And I know you was in hostile territory. You know, how was it? Sir?
I'll say honestly though, with the exceptions of that one lady, everybody was cool. No, I'm serious. Like everybody was super cool, man. Reggie and Ken were super hospitable. You know, I had a good conversation with them. You know, before the game. It was what was my one guy's name he was sitting to the left of us. Uh, said he was asking us about the game at the you know what I'm talking about though.
Oh man, I know you're talking about. I can't
His
think of his
name
name.
is Boris.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Boris. Because it reminded me Boris Kojo. But yeah, Boris was super cool, man. Everybody was cool. It was a good environment. I didn't mind any of that though. I just didn't want to get kicked out seriously. And so I just really wanted to stay. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just chill. I wish I could have just been able to hang loose a little bit. But other than that, it was good, man. The food, my Irish potato wedges or whatever those were pretty good. My Guinness was good. I can't complain. I hate I had to leave, but you know.
Lady A, we're gonna see how your game experience was. Lady A,
No.
yeah, we do.
Can't wait to hear Lady A's experience.
Lady A was at FedEx Field, and we got Sanchez in here too. So, Lady A, how was your experience?
Man, I mean, obviously, you know, it was a roller coaster. And hey, Sanchez.
Hey, what section you in?
324.
Yo, you are okay. You in the club level? Okay,
Yeah.
I was down in the with the commoners down in 106.
You was amongst the people.
You know what?
Yeah, you know what? I was there with the and you know I don't want to interrupt anything, but I came bearing gifts though for everybody.
Oh, look at you!
Yeah,
I love
did.
it.
I got gifts for you.
So I mean, my thing is, I love these.
Yes.
Okay.
I love these. But of course, this was an important game. We are under a new name, so that's historic. Of course, so this is the first time the Commanders hit the field.
Right.
So it was, of course, electric. It's the first game of the season. We have, you know, and it's at home. We played Jacksonville. They had a couple of people sprinkled in there, you know. Of course, at the end of the game, they were looking real sad. after talking trash the third quarter. We all know what happened in the third quarter, but it was extremely, it was just on one. They say it's on one. It was a little humid.
Yeah.
It was a little humid. If you were drinking, that would affect you. Yeah, so y'all already know how that
Right,
goes.
right.
But it was definitely electric. People all over the place. It's good to see everyone celebrating. It was a good thing. The parking lot was out of control. I've actually never seen that many people tailgating the way that they were for this game.
Hey, well, hey,
And I've tailgated.
that's
So
right. Sanchez, Ronald Dill said he was in section 135. It was live. Neither one of
yeah.
y'all got a chance to make y'all way down. I should have shot both of y'all a text and sent my man y'all way or something so y'all can meet up.
Yeah.
Sanchez, how
Hey.
was your? Oh, we saw you a couple of times when you posted up.
I look, I don't know what you're talking about. I just said I didn't know that there were that many Jacksonville Jaguar fans in this world, to be honest with you. See,
True.
y'all know me. I can be very ignorant to a fault. Anthony, don't answer that question. But anyway, so I purposely picked my season tickets to be near the visiting radio booth.
Okay.
And I have heckled the likes of Bob Papa and Carl Banks. I told Carl, he needs to give his daughter her glasses back because he's wearing them clear frame glasses, looking like a Bama. I may have called Tony Baselli an illegitimate Hall of Famer, and I told him, you bums haven't won here before. Make sure you call our game right before the game.
No.
Yes, this may have happened, but I can't confirm it. There's nobody out there. But you have to hand it to me. If there's one thing about me, I'm ignorant, I'm petty, and
Petty, see what they call them.
I come bringing gifts for God's children.
Show us that gift.
Who did this?
Oh my
Who
God.
did this? The hand is strong.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's terrible.
Strong in Dallas. Blessed. I don't know if that was Jerry's hand. Is that Jerry's hand? Did Jerry give him that hand?
Oh my goodness.
When I introduced Ant today, man, I told him, I said, a man that thumbs that do work. So
hey, other fingers work too, Corey.
I know they do. You're right. Thumbs up on that. But look, I couldn't do this to you either. I went and did my research too, and the Lord said, how can I do this? Because this is not everybody's Victory Monday. It's not everybody's Victory Monday. So I want to bring up some stats for you.
Okay.
And how in the hell can your team be this bad, boys and girls? Like, if you look at this, let's go into this real quick. Mr. Blink, can you explain this to me? Did you remember all these? What did all this have in common? What do all these scores have in common, Blink? Can you tell me? Can you tell the kids at home?
Is wowing.
Let's see here. Let's see.
You know what? Hold on. Back on our pick. Back on our pick.
Come on,
back on our pick.
Come on,
back on our. Hold on. But you know what? Let me put this out here. Let's not act like y'all dominated the game.
Hold on. Save that. Sid. Let them have it.
Whoa.
Hold on.
Let them have a moment, because the same thing make you laugh and make you cry.
Hey, you see me over here, but I put him on the shoulder.
Hey, just let them have a moment,
because
they're not gonna have too many of these.
Okay, you're right.
We're not gonna talk about how they didn't score again until the end of the third, the fourth quarter. We're not gonna talk about that.
Y'all didn't score at all.
Let them have a moment. Let them have a moment. Go ahead. You were saying, Corey. Go ahead.
Listen, hold on. Before we get too far down that road, we about to bring Doc in, but before we bring Doc in, right? And as soon as we're gonna come back with this, give me 1 minute. I want to show you guys something. All right. So y'all remember we had a guest on here on August 16th. On August 16th, we had Seawall on, and I just want to take y'all down this road real fast, and we'll bring Doc in. Check out what Seawall had to say.
You call Jerry Jones and you tell him Seawall said.
Yeah, that's right.
If he see Ron Rivera put Terry
Gaines, Wentz deep drop pressure on, gets rid of it. Sideline throw. He's got Terry McLaurin, and that's a Washington Commander touchdown.
Jahan,
His first NFL touchdown, the Penn State first rounder. They do bring extra pressure, and Wentz is protected for the end zone. And Dotson, he holds it in. It's a touchdown, Commanders.
And Curtis Samuel out there at the same time on the play.
For Wentz, Samuel dancing around. The throw is to Samuel, leaping into the end zone, and that is a Washington.
All of y'all getting smoked. Okay,
Hey,
that's no fair banter. But I shouldn't say that. It's media, but I'm telling the truth.
Did she tell the truth?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
did.
no, she didn't smoke. No, she was talking about
She told the
against the Cowboys. So just let that
That's
game
But
happen.
I'm just telling you.
It's a point, though.
But she made a point. She made a point. If they were
Yeah.
on the field same time,
My
somebody gonna
girl
get
can't
smoked.
be coaching from
But
the
again,
I hope y'all better.
I was in the
please
building.
enjoy this.
I was in the building with the Washington Redskins when it was real quiet and dice and chains were hitting the floor. You could hear pins everywhere. I was in the building when that boy dropped that touchdown. He was like, you hear when he missed that tight end. You can hear because you know what? They left 3 touchdowns on the field,
Oh,
Absolutely.
and the
But we
defense
don't-
didn't do nothing.
But
Well,
let
give me
I want to
Storm.
save that for Doc because I
Oh,
want to hear what Doc got to say about
my
this.
bad.
Yeah, I
I
want to hear what
digress.
Doc got to
I'm
say
waiting
about
to see
that.
Doc. Waiting to see Doc up in here. As soon as I see Doc right there,
Corey, take that stupid picture now.
I can't help it.
Hey,
come on, Sid. Hey, Bernie and Gold. Go ahead and say, come on, Sid. Doc,
hey, Brandon, go. I'm a football fan. I
yeah,
mean, I
he
may
is.
be a Falcon fan, but I'm a football fan. I observed the game. Hey, you better ask. You better ask Ant.
Yeah,
better-
yeah.
Hey,
Hey, let me address Mrs. Toothpick right now. I love you now. We had a great time. Don't do me
Wait.
like this on her now.
Wait, she's
You
not on here
talking
yet.
crazy to me. That's her sister. Who is the sheepdog? I thought that was her
That's-
sister.
No, the sheepdog. That's a dude. Sheepdog. That's an army thing, right?
Oh,
right.
okay.
Lord
That's my
have
guy
mercy.
Warren. That's Warren. Warren is
Mhm.
sheepdog.
Okay,
That's
so
my
Okay,
guy.
then never mind. I don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah, yeah.
You
Hey,
say
but
what
I
you
will
want.
look. I'm gonna be real with y'all though. I'm gonna be real, and I don't know if it happened to you, Lady A, but when they scored that touchdown after last interception, people got up and left,
Yeah,
and it was 10 minutes and some seconds left in go in the game,
they did.
and I'm like, y'all really gonna leave? We down by 8.
Yeah.
And what they
That's the time to
progress
leave.
to do?
That's the
what-
type of franchise you have.
Yeah. So yeah, y'all
Well, I
already talking
mean-
about the draft. So I really wouldn't talk right now, even though y'all lost.
We
the
ain't
Black
talking
Kirk
about
Cousins.
no draft.
Yeah. I done heard a lot of you bums talking about it now. So don't do that.
Nobody's
Like,
talking
I'm-
about no draft.
Oh,
I
yeah,
bet.
you
So that means y'all talking Super Bowl because y'all beat the
we
Jacksonville
not
Jaguars.
we not ignorant like that, man. Hold on, man. Hold on.
Oh, y'all are
We not
very ignorant.
Like, no.
All of this-
No.
all this banter that you're doing here
reclaiming my time.
It's
reclaiming my time,
It has nothing to
reclaiming
do
my
with
time,
celebrating
reclaiming my
Washington
time,
Commanders game.
Reclaiming my time. Reclaiming my time. Reclaiming my time. Thank you. Anyway, like I said, I was very disappointed in our fans when that left at that time.
Yeah,
And then they proceeded to go downfield and knock Terry out. They were resilient. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't ugly. They got a lot to work on. But it's something to be celebrated a win when a lot of people were talking about it. And and here we go. And I'm gonna be serious for you. Said I thought the way y'all's boys came out there and played and hopped on that lead after everybody was leaving them for dead. And they stayed in that game, but they gave up the lead. That's something they can work on this year.
I wish I
and
could have
Atlanta's
watched
gonna
it.
be
I wish I could have watched. I wish I could have watched.
yeah, I think there's a lot of positives there. And I'm going to say this right now. Micah Parsons is a beast. If y'all can get somebody that's actually functional on your offense, y'all might have had the opportunity to beat Tampa Bay because they was holding them down. How many times does Tom Brady get in the red zone 4 times and they don't stop him? Come on now. Let's talk. Let's
Listen. No, listen.
You're welcome.
On Thursday, my 5 good minutes are going to be a thorough thrashing. I'm not an unrealistic fan. I'm not an unrealistic fan by far.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
I'm not.
See, there you go.
But you got.
Hey,
But let's
hold
not
on.
forget that you lost Weitzel.
Hold on.
Ain't that his name?
Hold on.
The lineman, number 60 something.
Mathis.
I don't know his name. I don't even
Mathis.
care.
We lost a defensive lineman. Okay, listen. I'm waiting to see Doc here before I bring him in. Now, hey, let's get to talking about this game. Just like you said, this game had ebbs and flows, right? First 2 drives, we came out, we put up 14 points. We thinking, hey, this is about to be on and popping, and we all know that Trevor Lawrence wasn't on his game. My man had 5 preseason games, though. I'm sorry, 4. He had 4 preseason games because he had the Hall of Fame game, right? Which, these guys never really, really, truly get ready. Plus, they had a scrimmage. I believe Jacksonville had a scrimmage as well, right? And he missed some wide open receivers. The receivers dropped the ball.
Let's not talk about a scrimmage here, guys. Come on.
Right? I'm just saying. Some of these things happen where we
don't matter. They don't matter.
Whatever, Corey.
Come on.
But what I'm saying though is this is the first week of the season, right? All NFL teams at the same point where you don't know what you're going to get. Heck, did we think that the Broncos was going to come out and have 2 red zone fumbles last night? Come on now. We all saw that as a blowout, right?
Right.
And Geno Smith walks away with the win. So truly, when we look at this thing, man, this is all teams should be on a higher trajectory to get better as they go throughout the season. Right. So, once they got into their offense, Corey, help me out here.
Go ahead.
Turner had them rolling the first 2 series, and Lady A, I'm coming to you too here. What were y'all thinking with those first 2 drives?
They looked efficient. I was like, oh, my God. I stopped calling Curtis Samuel by the wrong name after the first half. I threw away PR. I'm not calling him PR anymore. He is Curtis Samuel. I'm not apologizing for what I said, but I thought that the way they used him, I thought it was Debo back there. Like just what they were kind of using him as, kind of moving him around and talking about. I saw that guy who was in that Carolina game against us in 2020. In the way they were using them, and said you've seen it, how he can be used as a chess piece. They used him as that, and I was very impressed with Scott's play calling. Somebody was talking about, he dinked and dunked too much. I said that's on Carson. I said he put the plays in there for them to go to execute correctly. I thought it was one of his best games he called offensively. The third down percentage was like 70-some%. When have we been able to say that? It's Jacksonville, I get that. But anytime you get 70% against anybody, that's something to be celebrated.
Right.
That is something. The
one play I was disappointed with was it was 3rd and 7, and he was in shotgun. I can't remember if it was the third quarter or not. And they was in man-to-man, and the linebacker cleared out of the middle. Yeah. Instead of him running for them 7-8 yards, he tried to punch the ball in between 2 wide and 2 DB. I'm like, why you not running? It's the Red Sea.
Yeah.
DOC, could you hear us?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was one of the bad things I saw about him.
You know what? The camera's not working.
Okay, we do have the DOC. We got his voice.
Oh yeah, I've been listening the whole way.
I
don't know what the problem is.
Yeah.
Let's see.
We
if
need
we
to get
y'all
someone over there to fix this. There it is.
There we go.
There he is. There he is. We got the DOC in the building, Doc. All right. Doc, you just heard the question. How do we feel the first 2 drives? And I believe Lady A is about to get into it. Lady A, how did you feel about those first 2 drives?
So obviously I was pleased when they scored. However, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't perfect. I got a little scared. Their run game wasn't, they were trying to get into the groove of things. So that first drive was it was a little nail biting, but when they executed everything, I was very pleased. I was happy, and I'm like, okay, I see you guys. You're doing something. You're trying to make these adjustments that we've had issues with. Even some issues that we've seen, during preseason, they've made some adjustments. So I was really pleased with it. Like I said, the run game kind of scared me a little bit, but they did make up for it a little later.
All right, Doc.
Well, first game throughout the league, when you have nobody on the defense, I didn't see one tackling live drill in camp. And as a result, they tackled. They were terrible in terms of tackling. The defense is at a disadvantage the way they run their training camp, in my opinion. You don't play in the games. You don't really ever scrimmage. You don't go live against another opponent, and all that showed. But they also had a resilience. And, my pick before the game, really for their whole season, is Samuels. Because with Scary out there, you can't bracket him. You got to focus on Scary. They didn't know anything about the baby. And so there's no book on him. He's a rookie.
Right.
But if you watch him every day in camp, as I did, he's a monster. So they have real legitimate talent. By Logan Thomas coming back at tight end, that gave him another threat. And when he gets into football shape, I mean, Amari came in. I was glad Rodgers got a play going. So it gives Turner so many different choices. And with Gibson being the guy he is, they just were, I thought it had been a route. I was wrong. It ended up being a nail biter, but it should have beat the shit out of him because Jacksonville, everything's new. You can't beat a team. It takes too long to establish. So that was disappointing for me. But as long as you win in September, the way they run their camps, they're lucky.
Burgundy and Gold Knuckleheads over here, who hosted us on Saturday out in Plano, Doc, got a question here. It says, Doc, is that specific to Washington or the league as a whole, with the tackling and not being ready?
Well, the league as a whole, I think they're 3 of 8 teams that didn't play any of their stars. They were 3 and 8 in the opener. And it's just going to get worse. This is not a game you cannot participate and go full speed at. The TV executives, they can rope-a-dope this all they want. It's never going to work. It's the only sport. It's like that in NASCAR. There is no warm-ups. You either go on 170 around a turn or you're not. There's no way to simulate this crap. What they're trying to do will never work. You just have to have crappy preseason games and inconsistency in September, and around October, mid-October, Halloween, you got real football. And you just got to be in the race because anybody can get in it if you stay close enough to hit that stretch run.
All right, say it. No, go ahead. Get your question in there, say it.
Says Mike's off.
Yeah, he about to find it.
Oh.
My question, Doc. Defensively, they allowed Jacksonville to move down the field, even though they didn't complete their mission at the end.
Mm-hmm.
What type of adjustment do you think they could possibly do to help shore up some of what you saw?
You got to scrimmage in training camp. There's nothing they can do at this point. But you can't do what you do every year and expect to get different results. You just you can't. It's football. It's
right.
Tackle football. I've been saying it forever.
Yeah.
Tackle football. You can get the bubbles, shells. You can put the pads all over the head. You can do anything you want to do that turns you on. You'll never get your desired result, not in this sport. You'll lose your job. That's what will happen if the kids aren't good enough to adjust to it. But they did. You got to win. Watch what happens this week because you're playing Roughnecks. Jacksonville, they're terrible. You're going to play somebody that's got an attitude this week. They may not have the talent. We have more talent. But if you watch Hard Knocks, the way they train is MMA. And the way we was doing it, I don't know what it was. I don't know, whatever you call it. But we didn't train like they trained. They hit in practice. They tackled. They went gun to gun. So I hope that we're tough enough in the box to get it done. Because that effort Sunday, that ain't going to cut it this week.
Exactly. Ant, what you got?
Well, first of all, if we can get a stick going on here, I'm definitely for that. I want to know, first of all, Doc, what kind of stickers that you got going over there?
A free one. That's the best guy.
Yeah, they taste a little better.
Yes, sir.
The
okay, but then
cigar.
Yes, sir. So no, just looking at, all jokes aside with, Cowboys versus whatever, I was actually very impressed by what I saw from the division as a whole outside of the Cowboys who got throttled. Did your outlook of what could possibly happen in the division change, even though I know it's week 1 and it's not full go yet, as far as what you were expecting to see from Washington and the division as a whole?
No, they were all, to me, Dallas was awful. I mean, I didn't watch New York. They're a bad football team. I mean, I have to watch this for a living. Other than that, all I'd be watching It's Buffalo. I don't even know what team it was because everybody right now is off kilter. And I just focus on Jacksonville. This week I'm focused on the Lions. I really don't care about Dallas, New York. I don't care about anybody other than the Lions.
All right, Lady A.
What advice do you have for this new class of tight ends for the Commanders? I mean, they are talented, but they're very young.
Well, Amari Rodgers, I love him to death.
Yeah.
He carried the whole training camp by himself. Everybody else was not available. I'm glad he made it. I'm glad they gave him a play. I love him. And I like Bates and I like Thomas. I didn't think Thomas would play. I hope he doesn't hurt himself. But with him in the game, he's a difference maker. We have the potential. If the line, we got to get it right. Right guard, that was not what I was expecting to see. The line hung in. We're much better than that. But you playing some roughnecks. Jacksonville is going to be a problem around November because they got raw talent.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on them. Just wait. That's what athletes do. They get a first-round guy, and he destroys the game. That's what they look like. When you get a dog, that's what they look like. They make plays. They do things other people can't do. That's the difference when you get them. You can call them whatever you want to call them. That dude, he's a bad man, and I don't want to see him again. That's why I'm glad you got him early.
Get him early.
Down the road, they're going to be trouble because they got athletes. You can't pick first every year and not get it together if you get a competent coach. They had a jackass there. Now they got a real coach. Give them time. They'll be fine. It was a good opener, though, for Washington because they needed to get by this. And now you'll build because they won't be as hard on them in practice because they won. You know, I guess. I don't know. I just saw too many things. We got to be better. We have to be better. But I love my player of the game, my canine of the game was Trey Turner. I hadn't seen him in a uniform when I was over there. He got in the game. Now, he's a 9-year vet. He's a Pro Bowl and all that. But all that stuff in the past, that don't mean nothing to me. I don't care what you were. I need you to be that here.
Right.
We do that all the time. We get somebody, he was up. That don't mean nothing. They get here, we win 6 games. I'm done with that. Be whoever you're going to be here. And then I can get in with it. But he impressed the hell out of me coming in there when Schweitzer, I don't know how a lineman pulls a hamstring. I'm still trying to figure that out. But, Turner came in and got the job done.
Sanchez, go ahead.
Well, Doc, first of all, man, I knew we was going to win when I saw you decked out in all black because you was going to somebody's funeral. That's the one thing
I was giving the military guy the ball. I
know, but you was ready for somebody's funeral. I could tell, like you had that look on you, and then when you was over there talking to JP, I said he's giving some words of wisdom about this W that's about to come our way. But
we had to have it, man.
Yeah, we did. And I guess my question is, you look at the defense, right? And everybody was kind of clamoring about Cam Curl not being there. And you always say it's about the guys who are available. Derek Force,
clamoring. Other than
not one dot.
Well, people clamoring. It was some people up in these Twitter streets and everything that's about that. But I'm just saying, like, it's about the guys on the field. And Derek Force, man, he took advantage of his opportunity. Talk about what you liked about that. Young Bearcat.
He was my canine player of the game. He's hungry. Linnell Willingham, love this young kid. He's 24 years old. Like I told him, I've been doing this before his parents even met. He talking about what we're gonna do. We could lose everybody on the entire team but 3 people, and I wouldn't lose an ounce of sleep. You won 7 games. I don't understand what people are looking at. We need to get back to winning 11 games, 10, 11, 12. We got to get in the tournament. You don't get in that by getting guys who you're overpaying. You're overpaying half your roster until they play better. Once they play better, I'll go, cool, I'm good with it. But see, I judge you by your salary. I don't give a damn what you make. I hope they all make a fortune. But you better play up to it, or I'm going to have a focus on you. Because the organization either get it right. They pick good players. That kid's a perfect example. Their front office, they got something going. When you find me talent, middle rounds, then I know you know football. You can bring this kid in there to pick the first round pick. All they're doing is following what somebody else told them, sending all these people out. Their second round picks are horrible. I mean, let's look at how much draft capital we've wasted. So now it looks like they've sealed that leak in the organization. And I like where they're going with that. I like this team a lot. I like the players. I really do. But we got to find a way to not repeat the past.
Right.
And so I'm going, earn what you get. Nobody ever gives the check back on Mondays when we get stomped. So if you take the money, all I'm saying, live up to it.
Right.
I hope we have a whole bunch of multimillionaires because that means we in the playoffs.
Speaking of money, Doc, Carson Wentz in the locker room after the game, you know, they're giving him the game ball, and he owns those 2 interceptions right away and says, you know, he's got to do better. And I hear a lot of these guys. I heard John Allen today talking, and he said that he messed up on a play on the long run. They're starting to take accountability for what they do right and wrong. Now, you play with a guy in Joe T that everybody will run to the door for. So my question to you really is, what does what Carson said immediately after the game do for his teammates and him going forward?
Well, if his teammates need to be fired up by anybody other than their check, that they ain't who I think they are. I don't need anybody to inspire me if I'm trying to take care of my family. I never believe in that garbage. The people who are motivated by people, they're weak. All right. What I need to know is what time do the doors open? Who do we play? So Carson manned up. I was proud of him. First good night's sleep he's had since they lost to Jacksonville last year in Indianapolis. Now he exercised his demons. Okay. Right. I love where he's at. I love what he can do. And now he just needs his teammates to play better. Everybody's got to make some plays. And if they follow where Curtis Samuel took look off, he's the rabbit right now. Go chase him. Terry, him, Dotson. I mean, it could be stupid how good they could be in 5 weeks or so if they just keep grinding. But if they do what normally happens around here, you beat a bad team and people start talking about going to Canton, Ohio. Oh, he's a hauler and all that. And there you go again. You're popping your cork, and you basically did nothing other than beat a bad team the way you should have beat them.
I said it's over the point. No, listen. My last question for you, Doc, real fast is: I know you got your focus on Detroit. I know you do.
And don't even waste your time then.
Oh no. Hey.
Yeah. Y'all do the spread and the fantasy.
No. That's not what we're
going. In the room. Hide all the women and children and all the babies. Get everybody out the room.
Exactly.
See, I'm not an animal that can't be tamed. See, you got to have 2 choke chains on me. So if you bring me in here, you know what's going to happen. I don't give a damn about whoever else they play. All I care about is going on there beating the Lions in Detroit.
Exactly. So my question to you is that run defense versus Jacksonville is not going to cut it versus this running game that's coming in here from Detroit. Now, finally, we had some twists, some stunts, some games with our defensive line. How do our backers play better this week so they can fill these holes and things like that, and we don't have Swift breaking off 100 yards in the first half?
I think sometimes you learn best when your behind is on the bench, because we're saying this every week. Either you know how to tackle playing linebackers, and you've been tackling your whole life.
Right.
Nobody should, but then again, they ain't had none live. So I can't jump on them because they were treated like poodles in camp instead of pit bulls. So what your poodle will do? Smell nice, look nice, and behave. And that's what they did. Grabbing people up around the neck. You don't tackle people up high. People wasn't breaking down going through that. That was pathetic. But see, they better clean that up. If not, get somebody else in. If that's the best you have, then we're in trouble.
You got to get better. Say it. Said you muted again. Come on.
There it is. Yeah. The offensive line, they had problems from time to time. My thing was I was waiting to see when they would bring that tight end over, even though they were putting him out into play, let him run play. and pull a Belichick. If the guard or the tackle, I mean it's not guard, the tackle's struggling, why don't you give him some instant help by letting that tight end chip that D in and then go out into his play?
Yeah, I mean, I only seen the first half. I mean, where I'm actually looking at it. Walker, you could have 2 or 3 people. I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. I love Charles Leno Jr. Mm-hmm. He can play. Our 2 tackles, Cosby, I like both those guys a lot. But I'm going to tell you what, you were dealing with some different people. I know because their record was terrible and it's a new coach, but I'm telling you, since you're doing all that wagering and stuff, bet on them down the road. I guarantee it. Man, they got some dogs. I was like, oh, my God. Be glad you got through them early.
What surprised me?
In Georgia, he just dropped his pad. He's manhandling people.
Yes.
They were all over the place. I go, woo. No, that's what a number 1 pick in a draft, that's what they look like.
You're right.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
And we got number 2 coming up too.
What surprised me, I'm gonna let you go. What surprised me was that Jacksonville didn't bring him back. They immediately put him back on the opposite side.
After he got that sack.
After he got the sack.
Yeah, you said that.
So, I mean, it's not on you guys. That's on them.
We're in our 3rd year and we're still working things out.
Right.
So that's their first month. But I'm telling you something. I was going, oh my God, because I've seen what it looks like. When you get guys like that, it's like, and you play with guys like Dexter, it's just different. Anytime you got to talk a guy into being great, you're just wasting your time. You shouldn't have to say a word. They show you who they are. You don't talk. You ain't got to promote no badass. He does it himself. You know, everything else, you puffing them all up. You ain't got to say a word. They play that way.
They say he showed up to camp running 100 miles an hour. They had to tell him to slow down.
Man, I'm going to tell you something. I see why the Bulldogs, and I'm telling you what, it was so striking. I couldn't wait to see him at ground level. Like, oh, my God. He is going – but that's the way it goes. Mm-hmm. We got some guys like that too. We got to get them all hitting on the right cylinder, playing their best at the right time. Sweat came on at the end. He got some good pressures. We got to get guys that were really showing. They're flashing. Man, you are one. You see like John Allen? He's throwing people around like it's a sack of potatoes. That's what I'm talking about. They different. Payne, I thought, played his butt off.
Yes.
He's chasing that bag. Yes, I saw him far more active, but we got to have them all. 2 Hill came in, got a good sack. I need more. I need our backups to step in. I don't want to hear about they got to go off X amount of offensive linemen play a whole game. Mm-hmm. So you play on defense. What the hell you got? You going to pitch count? The guy you going against ain't on a pitch count.
Hey, whoop them all day.
I don't understand these dudes, man. I'm like, all right, whatever. I gotta leave it alone, man. I'm just built differently, man. I don't get it. I don't get the way the day's game. They can have this.
When you look at what Detroit did last week, or this past week with the Eagles, they gave them everything they could handle, and for all intents and purposes, I think it was a general consensus that they were a sleeper team, but not that great. Like, they were, a few players or a few years away at this point. What do you see being the keys to success to seal the deal this week, given what they're bringing to the table?
You got to punch them in the face. You can't let them get momentum. They already think they're tougher than you are. The way they train, they already think that they're tougher than you. Now, I thought Turner was brilliant the way he orchestrated the offense. You might just have to go thug up against them early, but the thing is that whatever they possess with their gruff, they don't have a talent to cover us. Where we're going to be unique this year, we get the O-line right, you're just not going to be able to cover them. Finally, we have so much talent and a guy that can make every throw, you in trouble if we protect.
Right.
And you can't cover 24 out the backfield. He's uncoverable. See, we got too many freaks right now. If we were a basketball team, we're Golden State right now. All we got to do is hope we can hold up in the post. Because wings, you can't touch them. These boys going to light it up. But we just got to make sure in the paint that we can do the dirty work? Can we rebound? You know what I mean? Can we score down? Can we hit free throw? Those other things. But in terms of skill, I ain't seen nothing like this since 2012. When we had Pierre Garçon, who was a dog. We had Jackson, dog. We had 86 at tight end, dog. I mean, them dudes, man, with Shanahan, they had too much talent. That's what happens when you got that many boys that you coming after people. It's like when you watch Kansas City, the way they roll their game out, you watch Buffalo, it's almost like it's a different sport. Them boys get going, they're hard to stop. And then you watch people that don't have it, they sputtering, looking at last night's catastrophe, with Denver and Seattle. I mean, that ain't it. We got something. I just hope we can get it together.
Lady A.
So Detroit has 24 consecutive games where they were the underdog, and now they're not. They're favored over the Commanders.
Good.
What key players do you think on the Detroit side made that change?
I don't think any. I just think they disrespect Washington. I mean, they don't have any respect for us. And their team, they have a quarterback that's been in the Super Bowl. Ours hasn't. I can't think of anything other than they drafted the kid Hutchinson, who's out. He's outstanding. But Charles, we got Leno Jr. This is what he do for a living. He take all these young guns because he's in practice with them. See, it's hard to elevate him because he goes up against sweat every day. So when you see that, it's iron versus iron. That's how you can prepare. We've never had enough iron to go iron versus iron, so you get overwhelmed in the game. But now that the team is improving with talent, you got matchups. I wasn't worried about Schweitzer because he got to deal with 94 every day. If you look at Noel, he got John Allen. That's his sparring partner every day. Ain't nothing going to shock him in the game. That's what happens when your team gets better. You get better results out of your workouts because you got mano y mano. Instead of you beating up on somebody in the game, then you get your ass kicked in the real game. Because your sparring partner's got to be really good. If you look back at great boxers, most of our heavyweight champions, Ali and all them guys, his sparring partners, he ended up fighting them for real down the road. Foreman, all them guys were sparring partners. That's what happens. Iron versus iron. Oh, okay. Then you can elevate. But you going against somebody you winning every day in practice. That's not a good team. A good team is Jacoby blocking Dexter in practice, and they going 50-50. Russ Grimm against Darryl Grant, 50-50. Your matchups got to be 50-50, or your team is not going to be very good.
405.
Oh, it's me then. So, you look at last week, Doc, and Kendall struggled. William Jackson, 3 sticks, struggled. And then you go in here against a couple of young bucks, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Josh Reynolds. These guys, I mean, Kendall, I think that Marvin Jones is still paying child support out to him because of what he did to him, because we got pants on that outside. To that matchup, how did they go in there and get that adjusted coming into Detroit? Because Goff, on a good day, Goff has been considered one of the top quarterbacks in the league.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude, they're going to get burned up. And I can't – obviously, they're not trying to get beat.
Right.
So whatever they were in doesn't work. So I'm the DC. I got to change it. I got to go more man. I want to press more. I want to blitz. I'm not going to allow a quarterback to have a 3-step drop, a 5-step drop. That's out. Because clearly we can't cover people one-on-one. So I got to get tricky with you. So I'm bringing the house. I'm going to make you throw 3 steps. You're going to hit me with slants or fades, but that's it. You're not running your offense because I can't cover anybody. And I don't know how many more examples they need.
Right.
So I don't understand. For the life of me, I don't understand it. But what happened was Curl goes down, Derek comes in there. Wow. And if you keep playing people every week that don't get the job done, that's on you. That ain't on them. Ain't nobody gonna volunteer to walk off the field. Man up.
Okay, can I follow up real quick?
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
So, to that point, on the coaching side and everything, and I can't ask you about the relation, but what you have observed, right, between Jack and then Chris Harris and Vesselmeyer and then Oh God, old boy Rogers too. Like
I love them. They practice. The coaches are on top.
Yeah,
I
I
ain't
was
worried
about that relation.
The
Okay.
instructions are great. I've seen their practice. I love Harris. They get after them. You can't make somebody do something they're not good at.
Right.
I don't care what you can yell at them. They don't do nothing. You know, either you can cover, and it's the hardest thing in sports, cornerback. You know, so you either got to scheme up something that helps them or get to the quarterback. Well, if you can't get to the quarterback with the people you have, then you got to scheme it. Now you got to match and do all this crazy stuff. But whatever you're doing or doing last week, you got to trash that. See, because that didn't work. And it's never going to work because it's just one-on-one. So maybe you went zone. I don't know what they were doing, but I do know this. I hope they don't try that again Sunday.
Well, they were in a lot of man-to-man. I had a note. I was watching that, and they was burnt toast, Kendall and William Jackson III. And it's funny because William Jackson III is a man guy, but for me, it was the linebackers that were being picked on, mainly Jamin Davis, and you heard Ron in the presser say we can't allow that to happen. So now again, here you go telling everybody else who you can't have in man-to-man, and you know that Detroit is going to target them and put them in positions when this happens. So, like you said, Doc, you bring the kitchen and things like that. My real question for you is, if Cam Curl comes back, you can't take Derek off the field. How do you make this situation work now? Do you get Jamin Davis off, or I mean, I know you're not a coach.
Oh, I don't know. That's their problem. They got a guy that can play. If they crazy enough to take that boy off the field as good as he played, then they deserve whatever happens to him.
Ooh. Hey, last go for Doc. I'm gonna give y'all in the chat a little bit. Hey, I'll give y'all in the chat about 5 minutes to get a question in for Doc. I'm picking only one, and then we're gonna let Doc get out of here because we always appreciate Doc doing what he do. And always giving us your time, Doc, and we really appreciate it.
No, bro.
I'm waiting.
Y'all get to stay up. I get up at 5 a.m. So y'all should be asleep. I done already covered 3 or 4 miles before y'all wake up.
Right.
Doc, I wanted to ask something though. As far as the tight ends, I saw that they gave a couple of those guys some burns, and they showed a little bit of flash in the offense. Do you see that being something that they'll be consistent at as far as throwing multiple guys in a game like that? Or is that just until Logan's able to probably get his legs under him after being out to be able to be the number one guy that they'll go through?
I hope they keep playing all of them because Bates, I like him a lot. I love Amari. And wait till you see Cole Turner. He's not even playing yet. If he's half as good as he was in camp, they get in the red zone, it's not even going to be fair. I'm telling you, if they don't blow this, and by say blowing it would be not blocking people and giving Carson time, because he's never had this much talent around him. Very few people have. If they get them all on the field, it's mind-boggling. And if my boy, if Aid hadn't gotten the shooting deal, the game would have been over by half. Because see, he this boy, he's vicious. See, and they don't need to knock everybody down for him. He'll do it himself. All you got to do is give him a crease. This boy reminds me of Stephen Davis. I call him Baby Big Country. This boy is stupid. I'm telling you. I can't wait. I'll wait. Whenever he comes back, come back. But let me tell you something. The talent, and McKissick, don't sleep on him.
Right.
I could get giddy over the potential we have because of our talent, but the skilled people can't react until you build that wall. We got to be able to block people, and we got to be able to keep people off balance by running. Then we get creative, and then play action. You got no shot. No shot. And then the defense, everybody do their part. Special teams, we have got to. We got Boomer kicking, punting. We got to be fishing in them field goals, and I need a return guy. We gave up Carter. which was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. So you give up a threat. He score every week. You turn on NFL Network, you're gonna see him in the end zone.
Yeah.
For the life of me, I can't. Again, but I'm not a management guy. I just don't understand. So, but we got to get somebody to replace him. If you didn't think he was good enough to keep, then replace him. Because I ain't seen nobody can touch him.
Doc, we got a question from Amon Brown here. Doc, what do you think we should do as far as the depth of the interior D line?
Get somebody hungry who wants to make some money, a veteran who still got a little bit in the tank. He ain't got to play the whole game. There's a few beasts out there that somebody had to let go. That's what your staff's supposed to be doing. They ought to already have him in town. You know, I mean, you talking about, we got 2 starters from a 7-win team that aren't playing, and nobody else wants them either. And I'm trying to figure out, how long are we going to play hardball? You know, I don't get it. I'm just trying to win, see. I am not political. I'm just trying to win and get to the playoffs. So that's their job. But I don't see how long they're going to sit around with Flowers and nobody, neither one of them cats paid. So how much can you negotiate? I can negotiate with a man eating pork and beans. I can tell you that.
Right.
See, I roll up in there in a Bentley to come say, hey, man, you want to ride? Yeah, I think I can get him out of his house. But they going to do it their way. I would patiently watch and wait.
All right. Doc, I got one last for you. Well, actually, I'm just going to ask you real fast. What was the most interesting thing you saw this week throughout the league?
Oh, the league?
Throughout the league. Yes, sir.
I mean, really very little, because I was so thrilled that we won here, and I'm really just focused on, I make my living watching this team.
Right.
They don't pay me to do the league, so I don't give it much effort. I saw some of the highlights in week 1. There's nothing that jumped out at me. The Giants won. That's probably the most surprising thing for me. Seeing them, the Cowboys are exactly as bad as we thought they would be. And they're worse than they were, because they're going to lead the league in penalties, and now they don't have nobody who can catch the ball. See, I watch the NFL as a joke to me, because you have so many people that don't know what they're doing that are in charge. So that's the thing about it. So let Jerry and all them do down there. They're just playing like Monopoly for them. The heart and soul of their team was a wide receiver. Now, they did it with Michael Irvin. He was the heart and soul of the team, too. You got to know who runs your team, who's the alpha. You get rid of the alpha and leave him with them poodles, now you see what you got. Oh, he's cute. He got his gloves on, and he ain't catching nothing over the middle. He's scared to death. So you got rid of a dog for a poodle. See, so let's see what happens. And now your line was in trouble, because your left tackle, he ain't played a whole season since I had an afro. So you should have known coming in, and they did. They drafted a kid, then they didn't put him in tackle, had him at guard. But that's
he played tackle.
No, he played tackle this week, but they had him at guard.
Too. They were moving around. He should have been a tackle from the second he got off that plane, knowing that somewhere down the road that's going to be his position. All right, they got cute, but that ain't my problem. All right, I'm focused on the Lions, okay? And my brain's not as big as y'all, so y'all can do all these other things, wagering, fantasy, you're doing the whole league. All I can do is one thing at a time, and my focus right now is on Detroit.
Got you, Doc. We appreciate your time, Doc. When you do me a favor, Doc, I brought you in. I had you in the background when we shot Seawall's video right there. Do me a favor, give her a big hug and tell the First Ring Podcast said thank you.
Seawall?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. First Ring Podcast says enjoy the victory.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
There we go.
There we go.
Hey, you brothers be good. Be good.
All right,
Doc.
Hey, man, Georgia gonna kick this. Who Georgia got this week? Y'all playing a
South
game
Carolina.
or scrimmage?
South Carolina.
That'll be good. That'll be competitive for about 10 minutes.
Yeah. about a quarter and a half.
About a quarter, yeah. No, I love y'all, man. Y'all, I'm already right now just waiting on the end. All I care about is I want to see A&M and Alabama, but now that don't even. I'm not even watching.
That was before the quarterback stunk it up last week.
Yeah, I ain't gonna watch. I'm waiting on you guys and them. That's the next game I'm gonna watch in its entirety.
Yeah.
And I'll watch Michigan, Ohio State.
There we go.
Oh, that's gonna be
But
good.
and I'm waiting to see what Maryland is going to do against Michigan State.
Yeah.
Speaking of Doc, I'm sorry. I
Terps.
gotta.
Yeah.
I'm wrong for this right here, Doc. I had that written down to talk to you about too. The Terps have look real good their first two, but they ain't played nobody yet. This game right here this weekend, they got SMU coming up right here. Ralph Friesen, I know you're gonna talk to him. He's got to have them boys ready. He's got to have Tua doing his thing out there. And that running game got to get going for Maryland real fast, real soon.
Well, if Ralph Friesen got anything to do
I'm sorry,
with
not Ralph
Friesen.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
I know
Oh
the
my
big fella
God.
be watching, and I love him to death.
And Sanchez looked at me like, what are you talking about?
Yep.
Locks was Miss Ralph.
Locks
was Ralph's coordinator.
Right.
Let's say this. Maryland, I give them no slack because they have so much talent. They got to play smarter. They got to be more disciplined. And their secondary has got to man up. We got all them athletes over there act like it. Okay? Ain't nobody supposed to be running by nobody over there the way they got talent. In the box, when we get up to that level, and they might be getting there this year or next year up front, the rest of it's going to be history because skill level-wise, they're loaded. But we got to get it in the game.
Right.
And I need them to be more disciplined. And Michigan State's loaded. Everybody's loaded.
Yeah, they are.
Until you knock them out. But no, it'll be and UVA, same thing. I don't know what's up with Tech right now, but I will say this. I'm excited about college ball because now that everybody can cheat. See, now the Rabbits got the gun. Everybody's talking about who all these people getting upset. Now everybody got 2 or 3 5-stars. See, so now people say, it's not. Now everybody can cheat. So now it's even. See, Notre Dame, nobody give a damn about nobody. Now they got some dogs on some of these other teams. They got paid and stayed home. Now it's leveling it out. It's going to be beautiful. In 2 more years, you watch what happens. It's going to be phenomenal because the cheating now is across the board. See? And if they would just simply make everybody go to class, then a couple of these superpowers would be diluted. So in the meantime, we'll see when they get – that's the next thing NCAA got to do. Okay, you got everybody cheating now. Now make everybody go to class. And then you want to watch what happens with the balance.
Right.
Whole different thing. The student body at Tennessee threatened to kill a teacher because she was going to make one of them boys ineligible.
Sure
You
did.
know what I'm talking
Sure
about.
did.
Right.
Sure did.
That sounds like the SEC.
They sure did.
Yeah.
Go
That's
Vols.
what I do for a living. So all I'm saying is that let's quit BSing. You want to go real? Let's be real then. So then I tell you, Ohio State, SC, all them people. Yeah, okay. Let's make everybody then go to class.
Stop giving degrees away.
Whole new ball game. See, I love where the NCAA is going, but my boy Kendrick Golston, I was riding like Secretariat. Now I have to do that. I just bow to him because the dogs are back on top, and I just cannot wait to see it because this is what makes it fun. We need a King Kong Godzilla. We got to have it. Yep.
Thank you, Doc. We appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all, man.
We are not going anywhere. We just had to get Doc in and out because we love him. Thank you so much, Doc.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it.
Stay Doc.
Peace.
All right,
Doc, appreciate it.
So we are about to get back into the Commanders, and thank y'all for sticking with us while Doc came in and fixed out his things right there. Mom Brown, everyone cheats. App State ranked in the top 25.
Well, but App State been kind of giving people problems for a few years.
You
now.
better ask Michigan. You better ask Michigan.
It's not. Yeah, that has the least to do with it. So
yeah. Kyle said, "Clip that off when I'm talking about."
Ralph Friesen. I thought you were like
Mike Wesley. Ralph Friesen. Yeah, my bad.
Jesus,
must have been
you must be a Maryland fan.
Oh, come on now. You know I root for Maryland every day, especially when
what's
they play
Gary
Ohio
Williams
State.
going to do in basketball this year to pick why you had it?
He's not there this year.
No.
Exactly.
You can't trip me up twice, Sanchez. All right. Hey, let's get into this defense real fast, man. Sanchez, you was there. You saw it, man. How many throws can you even remember that Trevor Lawrence missed? Our corners were burnt toast all week, all day. I think they still cooking right now.
He missed a lot. He and the thing is, I think Lady A can testify for it too. He couldn't hear at FedEx Field.
No.
Like there were times he could not literally hear, and that affected the communication. I said on that last drive that the false start that they had, that wasn't anything but what we were doing down there, especially in that bottom bowl. He's still raw. He's learning that offense of Dougie P's and everything. I've never been a big Dougie P fan anyway. Like, I don't know if it's because of my Eagles bias or I've just never really been impressed with him. I think that he might be a good coach. I don't think he's great. I think he's on a similar tier of like Ron Rivera. He just has a Super Bowl ring. So they'd probably be like just above him. That's what I think. I think he'd be just above Ron Rivera. But I think they're very similar. I think they're good coaches. They might not be great coaches, but I think he's going to get the most he can out of Trevor Lawrence. I think Trevor's problem is that he hasn't faced adversity as a quarterback at any level. It's not Clemson. I told that long-haired Bama too. I said, this ain't Clemson no more. You scared. It's not high school. He's scared. That's all it is to it. I didn't tell him that, but I was thinking I said, he's rattled. It's not Clemson no more.
I was thinking that.
But I was thinking, I did tell Tony Pacelli that, but it's about like 10 rows of seats up. And, I said, I don't want him to kind of come out here and just we had something and then be like, I would have earned it. I would have earned my ass kicking, but it would have been it. But no, he missed on a lot of throws because he's young. He's trying to learn a new offense, second offense in 2 seasons. But he has more competent coaching, and I think a guy that's going to be willing to work with him, unlike that dumb person that was there last year kicking people and everything. And your boy, who you were like, talked ad nauseum about this dude, Travis Etienne. He had that man. I saw rust on the field every time he got the ball. He looked clunky. There were sometimes he looked all right, but he was still really rusty. And I'm like, Toothpick talked all season about this dude. I'm like, come on, man.
Dude was the fastest dude on the field anytime he stepped on the field
in college. And so Trevor Lawrence was in
Sunday.
No,
he was the fastest dude on the field Sunday.
He didn't look elite. He looked like
he looked good. He looked
didn't he have a fumble or something too?
Mm-hmm. He got baptized, and
this was his first game.
Fumble exactly. And he dropped a touchdown pass.
He literally got assassinated on a play. And I'm like,
I saw where he got wiped out.
And watching him in live speed, I mean, it's kind of funny. Toothpick was talking all this stuff about Carson Wentz not being able to throw for 300 and some yards or 4,000. No, y'all remember when he looked at me crazy, right? Y'all remember when he looked at me crazy? Like, hey, you can help me out on this. You can help me out on this. He was looking at me crazy. He's like, what? Carson Wentz going to do?
It was a question. You definitely had it in question.
Was this before the draft?
This was after the draft.
It was like it was a month ago.
That's a fact. This was definitely after the draft.
Was it a month ago?
It was a month ago.
Was it a month ago?
It was a month ago. Yes. Okay, you got me and see. This is what I do on this channel every time. You get people who are bitter enemies working together, and you got me and Ant working together
because Ant always like to make somebody
enemies though. He tried to play me and C. He brought me and said together.
I did. Hey man, I'm the glue that helps this happy family.
The sticky glue that they put down to help the grass grow.
Hey, come on, just dab it, bro.
There
you go. Your hands so small, Sanjay.
Hey. Hold on. See, you want to be a smart.
Got him.
Hold on.
Wait.
There you go. Where's the little? There
you
go.
My bad. There we go.
Hey, look. Hey, Lady A, what did you see?
Man, I saw a lot of craziness. I know that much. I wasn't too happy with our offensive line. I'm going to be honest with you. The defense scared me. I feel like you should not let them in the red zone that often. Like, I'm glad you stopped them, but why are they even there? So that did scare me. As far as Trevor Lawrence, I mean, I'm actually happy that he had the performance that he had. You know, a lot of people thought great things because he's a generational quarterback. So they're like, oh, he's gonna come in and do this and this and that. He didn't. Um, but he did get the ball down the field. That scared me. I feel like we got to tighten it up big time. Uh, I feel like our defense saved us a couple times and in ways that they shouldn't have had to.
All right.
Carson, you know, it says a lot when you throw a pick and you make the tackle. I talked about that earlier. It says a lot. I appreciate that. But focus on not throwing the pick. Let's
Yeah.
do that. Let's do that.
Hey, Ant, I'm just gonna ask you this from a Cowboys perspective, okay?
No, I don't want to give a Cowboys perspective. I watched the game. I could.
No. I want to know if the Cowboys are playing the Detroit Lions, how do they slow their running game?
Well, the thing is, we're gonna be very feast or famine in stopping the run. Like there were times in the game where we stood tall, and there were times where, because they were on the field so long, the offense couldn't get going, that we didn't stand a chance to stop them in the run game. So if the offense can't get clicking to get these guys a break, Parsons won't be able to do what he does to be great. For years now, DeMarcus Lawrence has been a great elite run stuffer. He's not been a great runner. He's not been a great pass rusher for years. Like we paid him all that money for nothing. Essentially, he's a glorified run stuffer. So if those guys can't stay off if the offense can't keep themselves with some drives going, there's not going to be anything we're going to be able to do to stop Detroit Lions from running the ball. Period.
Oh, I got you. All right. Hey, say it.
Yeah.
Now you saw Fadarius Mathis play. He played at the University of Alabama. What exactly did we lose when we lost him for the season? What did we lose from Big Phil, being out?
Well, what he was doing in the game early on was he was helping pushing the pocket. He was helping to crash that pocket so that those DNs can get around there and make Lawrence a little nervous. With him being out of there and the guy coming in behind him, did pretty well. But with him being gone for that extended period of time, they're gonna have tape on him and they're gonna find out what his weaknesses are and they may go through him that way. The defensive line gonna have to jail. I mean, it's as simple as that. That's why those cornerbacks was on islands for a period of time. It had skates on because at first the defensive line wasn't putting they weren't applying that pressure. But you can see once they started to apply the pressure, how it affected Lawrence. Him trying to roll out or not roll out, why he didn't run, yada yada yada. But still, the defensive line, made a point in doing, just that. So with him being out, it's next man up. The depth that we talked about earlier about how you only two deep on the defensive line, but you three deep on the offensive side.
Right.
So the depth right now is about to come into play.
Good evening, Josh Kirby. Nice to see you, sir.
Hey, Josh.
Can I get back to my thing, please?
Yes, sir.
Outside of the run game thing. Listen, the best thing about Jacksonville was their quarterback. The worst thing about Jacksonville was their quarterback. He had the crossing route there 10 out of 10 times. There was not a time that he had tight coverage and was able to hit his receiver in stride perfectly early on in that game. But for whatever the reason, because it can't be nerves. When this guy, and I think it probably speaks more to what Sanchez was talking about, learning a new offense for the second offense in 2 years, that seems to make more sense as to maybe there was some second guessing of himself and what he needed to accomplish. But for them to also get in the red zone as much as they did, it's actually it's great that y'all have an offense that can click like that, because if it wasn't for that, y'all had no shot. And that's no knock to anything, but the offense was just too dry at certain points throughout that game. There was a large 2-quarter span where they just couldn't move the ball. They were stuck at 14 points. and I'm looking at said, and I'm like, I get all the fandom, but we got to take a step back at some point and say, okay, are they going to be able, and it's the first week of the season, but are you going to be able to stop those lulls? Because once you get in there against a quarterback or a defense that can be consistent, it's not going to work. Like you can't hope to score those points late, and like Doc was saying, that quarterback for Jacksonville, man, he is definitely talented, and they will be tougher down the line. So I couldn't guarantee that he wouldn't play much cleaner and have a better effect on that game later in the season. But that offense is definitely potent for Washington, and I think it definitely has potential. But if we're being honest, I think we still have to say that offensive line, the jury's still out on it.
Linda's in the building. Hey, the one position group that I know has a heck of a coach is our offensive line. Sanchez, I want you to talk about something for me real fast, man. I want you to tell me, how often do you really lose the turnover battle and win the game in the NFL? Now, we turned the ball over, 3 times, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble. We got 1 interception. We lost the turnover battle. Talk about it, Sanchez.
That's exactly what you said. They lost the turnover battle, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what the turnover battle is if you got it on that score. It's like in baseball, right? You got 2 errors, but if you're leading that on that first column, you're good to go, right? Mm-hmm. You're not going to have that. And kind of what, God, I hate this because what he said is right. What Ant said is right. You got to find a way. You're not always going to survive these lulls, and you have to find a way to put consistency, put a consistent game plan together. And I kept on, this phrase kept on going through my head the whole game. Put your foot on their throat.
Ooh.
That's what, and I just said, I kept on saying it. I said, you need to put your foot on their throat.
Sure.
Or they're going to come back in this game. And what happened?
Yep.
You kind of, it's like you like the little baby who just found out, oh, look, mommy, daddy, look what I got down here. And that's what it was like. Oh, mommy, daddy, look, we got a lead. Let's just hold on and piss all over the place. That's what happened.
Whoa, Corey, listen. I think I told Sid. Yeah. I think I told Sid this. I said when we was up 14, I said, if we go down here and score, this game is over. Jacksonville's going to fold.
Yep, they would have, and they would have folded. They would have folded. But that first drive, that's where you and when you got the ball back in the second half, you could have crushed their will if you had went downfield and scored and got in the end zone, because at that point you would have been up by 18 points, at least 18 points, because Joe Slime got excited and missed an extra point, but you would have been up by 17 points, and you would have had a commanding lead. No pun intended, but you would have had a commanding. Yeah, you would have had a commanding lead, but no. You sit there, you get cute, you get a little lazy. Maybe you had a little too much orange slices, had a little extra cup of Gatorade.
Well, I know who didn't have an orange slice.
Well, I didn't. I know, because I was cramping up in that third quarter. All I had up in me was a land shark, and man, it got bad. I had sat down, and then Terry scored that touchdown. I was like, yes, and I was like, oh crap! But
it was the humidity.
It was. Yeah.
But see, Corey, even with you saying that, from my perspective, Jacksonville has still drove the ball down the field.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think their first drive, he missed a tight end. I don't know how, for the touchdown. Then he came with a field goal. Mm-hmm. You guys scored. He drove it right back down the field again. Yep. He missed the running back. They came away with no points.
No, he dropped it.
Yeah.
No. He missed one time.
He did.
He dropped it. The next time he dropped it.
Right.
Okay.
They did it. They won this game for us. We should have shut them down.
Exactly.
And that kind of goes
from the beginning.
So with that being said, I got a question for all of y'all. Y'all answer how y'all feel, but Are we basically gonna have to outscore the Commanders? Are the Commanders basically gonna have to outscore every team, or do we need to be in the 40s, in the high 30s and 40s every game?
No, but what I saw from Payne and what's the other guy?
Sweat.
Allen
And
Allen and
Allen.
Sweat.
Uh-huh.
Allen is can they get situational stops? You know, you're capable of putting up 20 plus points a game, but can you get the stop in the third quarter late when it matters? That's where you guys are going to be able to go better beyond what I was expecting. You know what I'm saying? Because the offense is good, but it's susceptible to injuries and lulls and bad games like anybody else. You know, it's fortunate that this game was at home as well. Because if it wasn't at home, we could be looking at something different. The game was just so close. I think Jacksonville is very resilient, and I think they started kind of showing signs of this team last year. And that's why, you know, it was like we should win. Speaking about y'all, we should win, but you know, like you said though, before on the last show, if we lose and it's, you know, we don't put up points, okay, that's a problem. But if we lose in a shootout, that gives me hope because it speaks to what you think is your strong suit anyway, which is your offense.
Right.
So the defense just needs to learn how to step up in key moments, and I think that, I mean, it boosts y'all 2 or 3 games.
Lady A.
I'm tired of having hope. I need us to just win the game. A good football team, you know how to move the ball, you know how to operate on both sides. So I don't feel like, oh, we just need to outscore. We need to also keep them from scoring, because think about it like this. You have games in the NFL where both teams have a whole bunch of points, meaning nobody's defense really showed up. So just like we can score, if our defense is not doing their job, then guess what that means? They're going to score too. So if we get 20 points, but then they get 30, then what? So we need to make sure that we operate on both sides.
All right, say it.
I mean, it falls back to the scheme.
No.
If it falls back to the scheme, and whether or not they're going to fix this scheme to what you guys need. That's the reason why with the new game Detroit coming up, you guys are only up. The Detroit's actual favorite at home because they don't believe that the defense can withhold what they did again in the next game like they did in this game. Because essentially, I mean, like I say, I watch the game like everybody else. You know, Jacksonville, they moved the ball down the field. They didn't come in the points, but they moved the ball up and down the field. So with them saying that, they got, you know, DeAndre Swift and the Lil Williams got a running back. You know, they coming out of the backfield. Them linebackers was struggling with those running backs. You know, this is what DeAndre Swift specialized in Georgia. Coming out of the backfield, kissing the ball, one move, he out of there. So with that being said, y'all gonna have to get them linebackers ready to play for this game. And that's why it's not more of a disrespect that y'all are underdogs. They're going off of what they saw in this last game. Because potentially, I mean, realistically not, potentially that game could have been swung the other way.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's no need to throwing hypotheticals at it because we know the game is over. But potentially it could have been over there.
And I don't think it was about, I don't think it's a disrespect, you know, respect to Doc, but no disrespect. I don't think it's a disrespect to Washington. This is one game.
Right.
And you know, the home team is usually favored if they think it's anywhere close to within 6 points of, you know, what the final score could be. So I just think Detroit and the Jaguars, these are literally the 2 teams that we've talked about on this podcast that we said, watch out for these teams. You know what I'm saying? And from looking at both games, it's just holding true. So if they need to just go in there now, travel and do what they did this week. Come up big, let Carson do what he does down the field because he's very capable. You have an elite off, you know, wide receiving core. And then there will be no more disrespect moving forward if that is the case. If they go into Detroit and do what they're supposed to do.
Sanchez, finish this up for us.
I tell you this all the time about defense, right? It don't matter how many yards you give up, right? What I always take, what my 3 bugaboos pick? Tell me, what's my 3?
No touchdowns.
No. What's my 3 things? What's my 3 stats? Third down.
Yeah. Oh yeah, third down.
Turnovers and sacks, right?
Yep.
Washington won 2 out of those 3 categories last week.
Mhm.
So it's timely. You can give up a lot of yards, you can hemorrhage, but you have to have timely plays that'll get you across the finish line. Now you're gonna have to come out and dominate a couple of games, but you can't play catch-up ball all the time because you fall into that trap, and that's what they call the Carson Wentz effect, right? So that's going to screw your defense up, where they're going to have they're on the field too damn long, and they can only be on the field so long. We saw that with Dallas, right? You can only be on the field so long before everything comes down on you. It was a game against 2 not very good teams. Let's get that straight. We still have a lot of work to do. Be excited for the win, but remember, Jacksonville could have easily won this game and taken that from us. But these are one of those games that we got, and we came back in. That you can say we backed into a win. But hey, that's the way it is though. But they take advantage. They sacked. They got to Wentz. They was in the backfield a lot of time. I'm not Wentz, but Lawrence, right? And then they got the third down. They won the third down conversion rate.
Yeah.
Dude, I was elated, bro.
At that same time, though, Jacksonville got a lot of their first downs on second and first down. They was pulling up chunks, so that third down battle was won. But it wasn't a real telltale. And Kyle had a question right here. He says, so Kyle thinks that the Commanders are going to win. How many points do you think the Commanders will win by this week? What's up, Dubs? Just get in the building.
You asking me that, or you asking?
No, he's asking everybody.
I'll tell you this.
Stan said, "Watch us Saturday." Stan ain't giving up no. He ain't giving up no. He's not giving up. He said, "You got to be here Saturday, Kyle."
I ain't gonna be. Look, I ain't gonna be here, so I can tell it.
Go ahead and tell it.
And I'll tell you what I said when we scored that touchdown at the end, and I looked at everybody. I said, "We covered. We covered." That's all we needed to do. And they looked at me like I had lost my mind. And I was just like, "We covered." And it screwed my parlay up. Anyway, the damn Bengals. But anyway,
they messed us all up.
Yeah, they did, them bastards. Anyway, how many points do you think Washington needs to win by this week? I think they need to win by at least 1 point. And I think if they do that, they're going to be good. They'll be good, right? Because that's how you do it, right? You're supposed to score more points than your
opponent. Win, baby.
Just win. Raider rule. That's what you got to do. True. Win. I don't care how you win. I don't care how ugly it is, because we all done been with an ugly woman, and we've all and in Lady A's case, you probably didn't mess with an ugly man before. But you know what? We always come out on top. Pause, but it works out in the end. I'm done. I'm back my ass up into this one.
Hey, don't forget to hit that like button. Listen, man, we left a little meat on the bones today, but we kept y'all for an hour and 30, and we appreciate y'all for sticking in there with us. Man, please, we appreciate each and every one of y'all comments. We come at y'all every Tuesday and Thursday with this good content. We work hard, and on Saturday, that's our NFL pick show. That's why, Corey, that's why I said catch us on Saturday. This Saturday, we got John Graves coming on, so make sure y'all spread the word about that.
I can't wait.
Oh, yeah, we got John Graves on Saturday. We got Adam of the Burgundy and Gold Report on Thursday, and we turn our focus to the Lions. So, we call this thing an OG classic. We get in, we get out. We're going to leave you with a video. Say it, tell them.
It's not true.
The dogs.
Oh, dogs. Yeah.
You call Jerry Jones. And you tell him Seawall said.
Yeah, that's right.
If he see Ron Rivera put Terry
Gaines, Wentz deep drop pressure on, gets rid of it. Sideline throw. He's got Terry McLaurin. And that's a Washington Commander touchdown. His first NFL touchdown, the Penn State first rounder. They do bring extra pressure, and Wentz is protected for the end zone. And Dotson, he holds it in. It's a touchdown, Commanders.
And Curtis Samuel out there at the same time on the play.
For Wentz, Samuel dancing around. The throw is to Samuel, leaping into the end zone, and that is a Washington.
All of y'all getting smoked. Okay.
Hey,
That's